Welcome back. Today is a very special day because it is Jessie's first birthday.
She turned 1 year old. I was laying on that side of the bed.
Oh, gotcha. So we figured we would finally share Jessie's birth story.
1 year late.
Yeah, I know. Things just happen. I meant to do it when she was a month old.
And then 6 months.
No, then 3 months and then 6
months.
months. And then I was like, okay, I guess I'll just wait till a year. And here we are, a year later. And this probably won't get posted for like another month or two. So anyway, but it is her birthday today. Here we go. So I feel like this story really starts the Friday before my water broke.
What happened then?
The Friday before, okay, the worst symptom I had my entire pregnancy was constipation.
Oh, that's right.
It was the worst thing in my whole life, like not even kidding. Worse than childbirth because it just persisted. It was so horrible. I had to go to the emergency room twice because of constipation, and I took laxatives and
Seemed like every day.
Yeah,
and stool
all the
softeners.
time, and stool softeners, and I tried to eat fibrous foods, but you know, when you're pregnant, there's not a lot of things that sound that great.
That's
so
true.
it was a really hard pregnancy on me, mostly because of that. Anyway, so the Friday before I had my water broke, we went to the emergency room because I had not pooped for probably 5 days.
Yeah, I think it was like a week, right?
Like literally, it had been probably 5 days, and I was huge. Okay, I was 9 months pregnant, super big belly, and I couldn't poop. It was the worst pain. It was so bad. Like I literally would be on the toilet throwing up because nothing would come out, and it hurt so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to the emergency room, and I was hoping that night that they would just be like, oh, guess what? You're also in labor, and then it would be great. But no, luckily they were able to do an enema, and I was able to get that shiz out of me.
You clogged the toilet there.
I think I really did. I really did clog the toilet at the hospital, but we just booked it out of there. So that was honestly, I think, the start of my birth story.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad. I hated.
Everything revolves around poop.
It does. It does. I really have some weird poop issues. It's true. TMI. Sorry. Anyways, so that was the Friday before. So then on October 29th at approximately 8:30 p.m.
Give or take 20 minutes. We don't really remember.
Yeah, it was around that time. We were eating some kind of curry thing from Costco.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't super spicy, but I mean, like, you know, people say, oh, spicy food makes you go into labor. I guess maybe that could have contributed. I don't know. Around that time, I was eating this curry, and I just finished editing my Gender Wives Tales prediction video, which if you haven't seen, you can go watch it. But I just finished editing that. I was finally sitting down to eat some dinner, and all of a sudden, I'm like, hey, John. I felt a pop. I was like, hey, John, I think my water just broke.
And there was water everywhere.
No, because it was just like a little bit, and
so
then
you stood up.
And then I stood up, and then it was like a literal pop.
Yeah. Like
John heard it. He was in the kitchen, and he heard it, and it was like pop, and then all of this water just gushed out of me.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane. I didn't think my mom's water didn't break. She had to have it broken, I think. So I didn't think that my water was just gonna naturally break.
I was amazed with how much liquid.
It was honestly impressive. So at that point, I don't really know what to do. I mean, I know we need to go to the hospital, but I'm not really, like, I'm just kind of like, okay, my pants are wet. Like, what do I do now?
Mm-hmm.
And John's anxiety just shoots through the roof, right?
Yeah.
So he runs upstairs to get my sister.
She helped us.
Okay. I feel like John doesn't remember because this was a year ago. He runs upstairs to get my sister. My sister thinks that we're lying to her because sometimes we pull pranks.
Everyone always thinks we're lying.
It's true. And we don't pull pranks that often.
We really don't.
So I don't know why they think that. But she thought we were lying to her. So she's like, okay. And she comes down the stairs, and then she sees the big old puddle. And she's like, oh, like, you're really in labor. Like, your water really just broke. So she helps me get changed. Okay, I'm irritated. We were filming, and the video, for some reason, decided to cut
Just randomly?
randomly. So there's this chunk missing. So annoyed. I think I was trying to say that when I got to the hospital, they had to check my fluid. But I went to the bathroom first, and everything cleared out of me. That was the gist of it.
Is there everything else there except the poop part?
I have no idea.
Okay.
When I go to edit it, if there's parts missing and you're like, that doesn't really flow, that doesn't make sense.
We can always
Sorry.
fill in the gaps.
To like clear the bowel tract.
Because I was 100% anticipating you pooping yourself
During
in labor.
But did I?
No,
Not that he saw. Anyway. So I completely cleared out everything, and it was super gross. And I was wet from my water breaking and still leaking, because it doesn't just break all at once, it just kind of continues to leak. And so they tested it, and finally they were like, okay, yeah, like, you're in labor, let's get you into an actual room.
Mm-hmm.
So my contractions got stronger and stronger, and I feel like they happened like every minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would be like a minute on, a minute off, a minute on, a minute off, and or maybe even 30 seconds. I don't really know, because again, this was a year ago, and we probably should have filmed this right after she was born, but we didn't. Unfortunately, the anesthesiologist was in an emergency C-section.
So we had to wait. Well, I had to wait.
I waited probably an hour.
I think so. Or maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was a while for me to not have my epidural. And so it was the worst thing of my whole life. Like, I can give birth with the epidural, smooth sailing. Without the epidural, I didn't think I could do it. Legitimately, I was like, John, I can't do this. The sweet nurse
were so nice.
Yeah, the sweet nurse was like, you can do this. You're stronger than you think. And I was like, I just want the epidural. Like, someone get me the epidural. But yeah, so that was horrible. And John tried to do this like counter pain thing where he would like push on my knees, and they sat the bed up, which I didn't know that beds could do that.
Cool.
But
did it help at all?
It helped a little, but honestly, it was the worst pain of my whole life.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to describe it besides it being horrible. Like, it was horrible. You feel like you're dying from the inside. I finally get my epidural. And I'm scared of needles, not gonna lie. I used to do plasma, and that was not my favorite thing in the world. But I eventually stopped because I just couldn't handle the needles. But I did not care. When the anesthesiologist came in, I was like, all right, hook me up. Like, I just need this. I don't even think I looked at the needle.
Well, you couldn't.
That's true, but I just did not care. I was just like, get it in me, because I need this. Oh, I started getting super nauseous. Was that after the epidural or before? I think it was before.
Yeah, I think before. Before
the epidural. So they had to get me like a barf bag and some ice chips and stuff.
And you were spitting it, right?
Spitting what?
Like you weren't like throwing up.
That's true. I couldn't really throw up, but I was spitting some into it. Oh, I did throw up. You
did?
Yeah. It says I started getting very nauseous and threw up 3 times. There you go. I don't really remember that. This is so sad. Next time I have a kid, we're going to do this right afterwards so I don't forget everything. Luckily, I wrote notes. Finally got the epidural. It was heaven. And the next time I remember being measured, I was magically 9.5 centimeters dilated. And it was around 12:30 in the morning. So I think that's around when I got the epidural too. Probably got the epidural around like 12, like 11:30 or 12. And then by 12:30, I was 9.5 centimeters dilated. So things moved really quickly because it started at 8:30. And then by 12:30, I was 9.5 centimeters dilated, 100% effaced. So I feel like that's super quick.
Yeah.
Within 4 hours.
You know, like in the movies, it takes like 30 minutes.
That's true. But
then,
realistically,
but then you also hear horror stories
of it taking like 24 hours.
Exactly. So it's like I didn't know what to expect.
Me either. And since this was our first pregnancy, first kid, it was just a guessing game. So hopefully the next time around it happens that quickly too. It was honestly kind of
really nice.
Yeah. I began feeling a major pressure and like I needed to pee and poop. Even though I had my epidural, I could feel like a pressure around 1:45 a.m. But I didn't tell anyone really because I was like, if the baby was coming, I feel like I would know. And then I asked John for a blessing, and he gave me a blessing, which was very sweet. And we notified the nurse around 2 in the morning, and then we did a practice push, and they saw Jessie's head, and they called the doctor. And when the doctor got there, it only took 3 sets of contractions for her to come out.
It was really easy, it seemed like.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I want to experience childbirth again, just because I feel like that went really smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
There was no, like, complications or anything with that. After I had my epidural, it was, like, a breeze. So yeah, I pushed 3 sets of times, and she was out.
It was like push, break, push, break, push, break.
Yeah.
Or push out.
Push, but you still have to, like, hold the pressure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was really cool. So she was born at 2:29 in the morning, and told us it was a girl. I think John told me it was a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
Because we waited.
Yeah, we waited to find out. So John was like, "Oh, it's a girl. It's Jessie."
Mm-hmm.
So that was really fun. John got to cut the cord, and I got skin to skin time, and I tried breastfeeding for the first time around 3:15 in the morning. So just a little bit after she was born.
Mm-hmm.
And then she stayed latched for 20 minutes. That's cool that I have this written down.
I don't remember that.
We tried breastfeeding for the first time around 3:15, and she stayed latched for 20 minutes and then just played around. And then around 5:15, we were moved to the recovery floor for the remainder of our stay. So, yeah.
It was a long night.
It was a long night, but it went quickly.
Yeah, it didn't seem long. Like, when you look at it that way, it's like, we left the house at
8:30, got there.
And we didn't get to the recovery room until 5:30.
Yeah.
And we probably didn't fall asleep until like 6:30 or 7.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the cutest thing. I don't know if I saw the... Well, if you go back and watch our, like, first week of Jessie's life video, whatever that's called, I think I included a clip of John singing happy birthday to her.
Aww.
Isn't that cute? She was just born and he's singing happy birthday. I think that's really cute. I do. I think that's so cute. Anyway, that's our birth story vlog. After that, I mean, you can go back and watch that video I was just telling you about, because it shows parts of our hospital stay and then little bits of the first week with her.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss what?
Her being in it, like a newborn.
Oh yeah, we both agree that the newborn stage is not really for us.
But look how cute she was.
I know. So sweet. This is my favorite picture of her from the hospital.
Not my favorite.
What?
That's not my favorite. I'll find my favorite one.
Is yours the spooky one? Her first Halloween was when she was 1 day old. And so we put her in this like skeleton outfit to go home. All the nurses thought she was a boy, which makes sense. Okay, it does. However, I don't feel like we should just automatically assume that every baby is a boy.
Yeah, you preach.
I just, like, it doesn't really bug me because I don't care that they didn't know that she was a girl. It just bugs me that we automatically assume that every baby's a boy.
Yeah, but, you know, we do that with different things too.
Like, oh, I know, with dogs, I know, we always assume it's a boy. I get it.
And then with cats, I feel like it's always a she.
That's true. That's true. I just feel like that's something that should change. Not that it's a big deal.
Be the change.
Be the change. Don't assume every baby is a boy.
Okay, let me find it.
She's so sweet though. But I get it. Her name is Jessie, and you know, she doesn't have any hair, and we didn't really do bows. So
there it is. My favorite photo.
It's a cute one.
Hold it, and she's holding my finger.
So sweet.
Or your finger, I can't tell.
I don't know.
It's kind of hairy, so it's probably yours.
Hey. So rude. We love her, and it's been a really great year. Don't miss the newborn stage. Love every stage after that. Love that she can sleep through the night now.
Can she though?
Yeah, unless she is having some kind of issue, like teething or whatever.
That's our life.
That's her life. Make sure you subscribe, share, care.
And join us for a fun new year between now and then.
Fun new year of Jessie.
Hopefully good things are to come. Fun trips, right?
Fun trips. That would be awesome. Thanks for sticking around. See you guys.